Hello, today is Wednesday, January 12th. Our message today is I greet the new with open arms. I trust life to be wonderful. So, a funny little story, and I'm going to shuffle while I tell the story, and then we'll get into the reading. Is that I started this reading and I recorded it, but so there's going to be 5 cards. And what I did was I read them wrong. So I read like 1, 2, 3, 4 this way instead of the way that it's laid out. But it was, it was such a tangent in that second card. And when I got to the third card, I realized that I had read them wrong. But the message was so clear, like it made so much sense to me that I didn't know what to do, and so I was going to start trying to explain myself and the whole thing. But then I realized that the message was just for me. It was a direct message for me. So I stopped, turned everything off, and I went to meditate for a little while and wrote about it and took a break. So now it's much later in the day, and I am going to redo it. And this time it will be a collective message and I will read these correctly. I did change out my organized today. I'm using Wing & Bell's Archangel Pyramids. So it's Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, and Archangel Michael. And so it's also, I do have a lot of chakra organized, and I use a lot of chakra energy to make sure we're always like aligned, or at least I'm really aligned, and that's the energy I want to really run through my readings. And I find that, I really was called to call on my archangels today and also just set them up this way. So we're having that, lower chakra, very, solar plex energy, the heart space, and our upper chakras, like our third eye, our throat chakra, represented in the colors of the archangels. So with that, little hiccup that sometimes we just got to recognize when the message isn't for a collective, when the message is strictly for me. Now, today is X-ray vision spread day. And that is because on this day, 3 students at Davidson College, North Carolina, had snuck into a lab. They bribed a janitor and they did some X-rays. And a year before, this was 1896, 1895, is when a German physicist had first discovered this new form of radiation by accident and didn't have a name for it. And so just sort of held an X in the spot and radiation, so ray, and did the X, and that's how it just stayed X-ray after that. So today we're going to really use our powers of perception in casting this cards. We're doing it in an X spot. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the X for X-ray. And it's really about, using tarot as an X-ray survey for any situation you encounter. So how do you see through something, whether it's an item, people, this is our superpower. So we're going to use tarot like Superman can see through things with his X-ray vision. We can use tarot to see really through into a situation. So you can think of a situation you're curious about, or see if, as we go through the spread, it brings up something that, resonates with you. So let's see. We're going to start here with number 1. It's going to be, how does a situation appear from the outside? So from the outside, this is the 2 of Cups. I'm using this. It's called the Boring Tarot, and I just thought it was kind of funny just because it's very, they're like 3x5 cards with the numbers and the names. I thought if we were looking through something without being, using a traditional Rider-Waite or one of the, so specialized tarot decks have a lot of symbolism around their art and their design and their colors, everything, it helps us to unpack to get to the core. So it seemed appropriate in an X-ray vision spread that I used the most simplistic of tarot decks that I have, so that we're just seeing what it is, and then we're having to see how that resonates with for you individually what that resonates for you in your life. For me, as doing this for a collective, what messages are coming forward today through my archangels. So the situation from the outside appears as perfectly in balance, harmoniously. It's love. It's just the perfect. I mean, if this was a couple, this is the couple you want to be. You have your two cups and you're giving to each other in perfect balance and harmony. You have that third eye. It's just perfectly in sync. Whatever relationship or situation we're discussing, it from the outside looking in, it is pristine. It is without blemish. It is perfect, and it is really grounded in love. What is the unseen truth on the inside? Four of Wands. It's funny, I'm nobody. Four of Wands is that perfect union. I mean, if this is the perfect couple, they live in this house of the Four of Wands. And we see here, it's just Four of Wands, that 11, that two twos, it's perfect. There's that great balance of not just harmony, of creativity, of having built this. It's like a family unit. If you had the couple, now you add, to the whole thing. It's this devil energy here that says, I am nobody. It's really, they clobbered that with these Four Wands aside, because the Four Wands are a stable structure of like taking this couple and expanding it. So from the inside, it's more than just the couple of, whether, and again, if this is, say, work related or friend circle related, whether it's health, if it's something outside of a love romantic relationship, situation that we're looking in, what this says is that whatever situation it is, it's very balanced amongst the main players. And what is actually happening from the inside is that it's more than these two elements that we see. So for example, if this was not a couple, but we were looking at a business, maybe we see, okay, here's the message I just got. If we look at, like, say, a company, think of a large company, and it could be, Walmart or Amazon, whatever is huge. We may from the outside see the one person who created. Maybe we see the CEO and the CFO, or we see a couple, of people, like the Gates, and you see, Bill and Melinda as sort of the people that you see up front, and it looks perfect. On the inside, it's a whole team. It's not just these two people, it's a whole team of people working to create this perfect union and this perfect balance. So whether it's, your business, if it's health wise, and you physically, you see, this person, they look great, there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, but it's harmonious work. There isn't a scandal in here. It's from the inside out. It's just that the perception isn't that it's like a one person or two person operation. There is a whole team that is bringing this to fruition. And so that's what we see through this X-ray vision. So on the outside, we may have a spokesperson or a couple people. If this is love related, it's like this great, maybe this perfect couple. What we see when we go, the unseen truth is that there's a team of people, right? Still in balance, still harmonious. It's not just a couple of people, one person operation though. It takes a whole bunch of people to keep this looking so great. In this number 3 spot, we have what unseen elements are at play that I am ignorant of. Again, it's a great card, 10 of Pentacles. So what's unseen and that you're not grasping is that it's all there. It's pretty complete, and it's complete in all of the elements. So all of the elements on all the tangible elements. So there's money, there's abundance, there's material wealth, there's an actual structure that's working. All of the pieces from this harmony, they're there, and it's complete. It's fully come to fruition. It's fully ripe. It's fully been done. It's funny. I'm just getting like this blank, like done, like it's complete. And if that's what it says, so what's the elements that are at play that you're ignorant of? Is that there's a feeling that you're still working towards something to get it to completion, to perfection. And what this is saying is that don't like you're there. This is the perfect union, the perfect, unseen mechanisms from, that what's making it function is a full unit, a full team, and it's working great and it's all there. But what the message I'm getting is that you're questioning that, like you're still working towards getting the perfect, match, whether, like I said, whether it's in business or health or finances or love. From the outside it looks great, from the inside it is great. The elements that you're ignorant to are that it's all great. And yet you're like, maybe in that, I find that sometimes we use the word perfectionism in lieu of either procrastination or in lieu of pride or ego. And we say, well, we're seeking perfectionism, so I have to keep working at this. And what this is saying is, don't let like pride and ego get in the way of you seeing your labor of love here having come in this situation. Don't let like ego driven, pride, this idea of seeking perfectionism block you from seeing that you have it all right here. I said procrastination because sometimes, we can also have something really great, but there is like some work to do. We have to maintain, right? Whatever situation it is, we need to work at it and maintain it. And sometimes we put that off. And when we do, then our own ego again and pride get in the way. And so we tend to maybe not maintain things as often as we should. And so there can be some procrastination in that. But what this is telling us is what's unseen is that you're having a hard time seeing what others see and also what's within. And it's great. And yet you're still poking at it like something isn't. And as of right now in this message, it's really pointing to you shouldn't do that. And so you should accept that it's working well, and you should accept that and be grateful for that. In this number 4 spot, we have what element is in my favor. And it's the Chariot. And the Chariot is that it's a victory. It's having, run a race and made it to the end and you were victorious. You're moving towards something and you laid out your path, you followed it. It wasn't a quick thing, but it took some time, but you got there. You got over some obstacles and you have made it. And it's a good place to be. And so that's an element in your favor, is that the perseverance to continue moving towards something, the passion, the drive, the commitment to start something and see it all the way through. You have that element. You possess that. And it's totally in your favor to have this Chariot energy as your element, because it's commitment, it's perseverance, it's following your passions and not stopping until you get to that finish line of your however long that journey takes you won't stop until you get there. And that's a really 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 positive, great element to have in the situation that you're asking about. Now, here's what's interesting. So, what action should I take now that I see the truth? 9 of Swords. This is a really straightforward. I think this could have been like a 5-minute reading, right? We asked our guardian angels to highlight, to x-ray vision a situation for us. The situation put forward and how people see it was this really great union, perfection, love. On the inside, it is, but it's not just the spokesperson or the, that's out there. It's a whole team. It works really well. We're ignorant to seeing that it works well, and it's almost like we can't believe it. And that's where this Nine of Swords comes in. The action to take now that you see the truth is you can lay to sleep at night and rest easy and stop. The anxiety should officially be lifted now. So there should be no more anxious nights, no more worrying. The message here is that the situation you're asking about is good. It's great. And it's stable. It's love. It functions from a point of authenticity, of trueness. And there's work that, there's like a good work ethic here. There's a loyalty. There's an authenticity. There's all this greatness. And now that you know that, you can lay it to rest so that you can start seeing it for this great 10 of Pentacles that it is, for this 4 of Wands, for this 2 of Cups. These are all really positive, cards standing alone. Each of these cards are really positive messages all together as something that we're seeing, deep beneath the surface. This Nine of Swords, really the message here, what we're seeing, what's being illuminated right now for us, is that we tend to stay in our heads and we overthink things. When things are too good, we're up at night and we're upset and we're waiting. What's the expression? Like waiting for the other shoe to drop. Things are going too well, so something has to be bad. This relationship is too good to be true. This business is working too easy. I'm barely doing anything and I'm getting all this reward, but wait, I have to maybe thank everybody that's working. There's all these people working hard, or not even hard. They're working their passion. They're working their creativity. Everybody's in harmony. I have all the abundance. It's all coming in. I had a thought, I had an idea. I had something I really wanted. I persevered. I worked hard. I committed. I didn't slow down. Everything is working in harmony, and yet I'm up at night. And I'm just sitting around waiting for something to go wrong. X-ray vision spread is telling us the action to take now that you see your truth here is, go to sleep, take a break, take a nap, take a pause, be grateful, sit with your guardian angels. If you don't work with guardian angels, maybe this is a good sign to reach out to Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, or your spirit guides. Who do you work with? Yes, I want to say this week, maybe a couple of days ago, was the muse spread. And so maybe call your muse to guide you on your next project, because you saw through it, and this X-ray vision spread was able to highlight for you this creative idea you have, and it's all pointing to great success, great fulfillment, great gratitude. And so now that you've seen that truth, you can stop stressing, you can stop being anxious about it, and more than anything is learning to be present enough so that we get out of our heads looking for something bad when there isn't. So really the X-ray vision moment is, as a collective, we need to get out of our heads. It's a new year, it's January. Things are uncertain in the world. Things come, move around. Let's stay present in ourselves, in our situation, and see that we're continually being offered greatness, and we're continually being offered our desires and our wishes to come true. But we tend to get in our heads so much that we can't accept when something is good. We're ignorant to seeing the great, and we're just looking to pick apart the bad, and it's natural. We all have these innate, we all have insecurities, and it's hard when too much great is coming in. A lot of us grew up in our homes, however it was, with the best intentions from our parents. I like to think it was the best intentions, but a lot of times, we continually perpetuate the things that, that we know. And so if our parents, worked really hard and saved and still never got what they wanted or achieved those dreams, then maybe they raised you to not think too big because they didn't want you to get hurt or to be disappointed. And it came from a good place, but it also made you too skeptical, and it made you too weary. And so when you have everything really great, there's still that little bit of, oh no, it's too good, something that's got to happen, oh no, something's got to happen. And so this x-ray vision, we have our archangels here, and they're illuminating everything for us. We're seeing right through it with our superpower of using our tarot and our perception to really get in there and see through. And what we see is that everything is there, everything's available to us, the love, the abundance, and it's hard work. It's not just falling into our lap with no work having been put in, but we're putting in the work that's coming from a really authentic, grounded place, that's coming from love. And what we're learning is that now we can take the action to stop overthinking it, be grateful, be happy, continue doing what we're doing, because it's going to manifest everything we want, and it's going to provide for us, in tangible ways, what we're desiring. So we don't need to worry, we don't need to stress, we don't need to have sleepless nights. And that is our X-ray vision spread. I will see you again tomorrow.